Hello, beautiful being. It's me, Katie J, and today we are talking about creating a spiritual internal board meeting in your mind. What do I mean by that? I talked about this in my last circle. Every Friday this month, I'm hosting circles that will either be a breathwork journey or they'll be an actual gathering of people inside of the Circle of Ease which by the way, if you're interested in learning more about that, go to the link in my bio and you can join the Circle of Ease for free until the end of March. Good morning, Jody. And we started talking about you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. We were talking about this last week in our gathering. And so when you look around at your community and you think, all right, am I the one that's the most aligned here? Am I the one that's the most wealthy here? Am I the one that's the most spiritual here? Am I the one that's the most driven and successful in my group of friends or in the people that I spend the most time with? If that's the case, hi Beth, good morning. If that's the case, then it's time to go find a new group of friends. If that's the case, then it's time to shift up who it is that you're surrounding yourself by. And I received a question about this afterwards, which is basically, we talked about this in the circle, which is instead of, it doesn't always have to be the physical people in your reality. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Rachel. It doesn't have to always be the physical people in your reality. It can be, I mentioned that I listen to Abraham Hicks in the morning. I like to listen to the Morning Rampage and hear Abraham, the spiritual being channeled through Esther Hicks, talk about how it's going to be a fantastic day. It's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be a wonderful day. And I start off every single day with something like this. This morning in particular, I started off with Amanda Frances and talking about wealth and money and abundance because today I'm opening the enrollment for my retreat, which is really exciting, the Ease Retreat in Sedona this May. And so I wanted to really get into that vibration of this retreat is full, these prices are perfect, there's people who definitely want to join, it's gonna fill up quickly, right? This is the energy that I decided to choose to be in. And I received a question after the circle about this exact thing, which is, hey, I'm struggling with the people that are in my life. I'm struggling with the people that I'm surrounded by and working on upgrading and healing that. But in the meantime, you mentioned, referring to me, I mentioned that you can create this inner board meeting in your mind of spiritual guidance, basically, of surrounding yourself with the guidance, the support, and the thought process of people who are either further along in their journey or who are complete in their journey, meaning they're dead. So I was asked about the process of doing this. What does this look like? So I basically, for me, it was so intuitive and easy. I just closed my eyes and my mentor was guiding me and she was like, there's this round table of spiritual beings that are all there to support you. Who is there? And in my mind, immediately, it was just, I don't even know who they all were necessarily, but I knew that they're all ancestors. I knew it was just this circle of Black women who were wearing the garb in which they wore when they actually did exist in human form. So some of them were dressed like slaves. Some of them were dressed like empresses. Some of them were dressed like my grandmother dressed, right? My grandmother was in the room. And somebody just popped in saying with the handle of smelling Rose. And I love that because as I'm talking about this, I wanted to tell you guys about Rose, who is my wise inner guide. She's my spirit guide. She is with me anytime that I'm live. She's with me anytime I'm coaching. She's actually just with me all the time. But she was also sitting at this table. And how I imagine Rose is she is wrapped in white. She wears these white robes. And I imagined her way before I had dreads, by the way. I used to have just like, my hair is just really curly, and I just had this curly afro. And when I imagined Rose, she had dreads, but they were all wrapped up in this beautiful white headdress. So Rose is sitting at this table. My ancestors are sitting at this table. My dead grandmothers are sitting at this table. And when I have an issue, or when I have something that's on my heart or that's weighing on me, I close my eyes and I imagine them all sitting there. And I'm sitting at the head of the table, and I ask them, what am I meant to learn from this? Not what should I do? Not what's the next step necessarily. You can ask that, right? But I like to ask, what am I meant to learn from this? How am I supposed to grow from this? What would your loving, supportive, overflowing, limitless, unconditional love say? What would love say to you? Now, you can I actually learned about this strategy originally from my spiritual mentor, and she guided us through this in a retreat a few years ago. But you know who also talks about this strategy is Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich. And Napoleon interviewed a bunch of the successful white men of the time, because back then they were the only people that were successful. Now we all have access to these principles, right? We can all use these principles to be successful. But this book was so groundbreaking because it was written right after the Great Depression. So what Napoleon Hill talks about, that actually a lot of these successful white men of the time were doing, was having inner board meetings where they would invite the greatest of the great, right? Like the philosophers and the inventors and the successful white men before them. They would invite them into this mental round table of discussion and bring their problems, bring their struggles, bring their challenges to this boardroom. So think to yourself, who would you want at this board meeting? Who do you want to join you in your spiritual and mental counsel? Is it your ancestors? Are they your spirit guides? Is it Oprah Winfrey? Is it Dr. Joe Dispenza? Is it, who is it? Who is it that you want? They can be living, they can be alive. And if you have anyone that's specifically jumping to mind, go ahead and put them in the comments. I would love to see who it is that you would love to consult with. And it's really a very intuitive process, and I would encourage you not to overthink it. It's not that serious, right? We're just playing around here, you guys. We're just playing around with our intuition and with the spiritual world. So once you have dropped a comment and told me who it is that you would add to your board meeting, whether it's a dead mom or dad or an inventor, right? It doesn't matter. It could be literally anyone. Once you have this board meeting in your mind, it's really a process. All spiritual processes for me, and at least through what I've learned and experienced. I'll be a part of it. Thank you. That makes me feel so good. I would love to be a part of your spiritual board meeting in your mind. I'll be there. I will be there. What would Katie say, right? So all spiritual practices, in my experience, Rumi, Queen Elizabeth, love it. Keep them coming. All spiritual practices come from a place of ease. All spiritual practices come from a place of ease, because you cannot connect to spirit when you are in your stress mode. You cannot connect to spirit when you're in fight, flight, freeze, right? So when you are stressed out, when you're anxious, when your mind is full of all of the things that you need to do that day, that's not the time to try to tune into your spiritual board meeting. What you want to do first, and we'll do it together, is find a comfortable seat, close your eyes, breathe in and out of your nose, turn your palms up for receiving, lift through the crown of your head. Slow your breath down. And I want you to start to elongate the exhales. So inhale for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 5. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 5. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Release your jaw. Relax your hips. Bring your attention, maybe even your hands, to your heart space. Turn your eyes together and up to face the third eye, to gaze at the third eye center, just between and above the eyebrows. And I'll invite you to just open your heart here. Open your heart to the inner guidance, to the spiritual world that is always with you, that surrounds you, that loves you, and that is always here for you. And bring to mind a table, a round table, with as many seats as you'd like. And slowly start to fill those seats one by one with the guidance of, with the figures. Imagine the figures of each of your inner guides, each of the spirits that are here to support you. With Queen Elizabeth, with me, with Rumi, with your ancestors, angels, deities. Bring them into your mind and ask them a question. Just ask them, what is the lesson here? What am I meant to learn here? How am I meant to grow here? And give them, one by one, a chance to answer you. What would Rumi say? What would your ancestor say? What would God say? What would Goddess say? And spend as long as you need listening to the inner guidance that you always have access to. Because you are a soul. You are a spirit in a skin suit. Which means when you relax your skin suit, when you relax your animal body and feel into who it is you actually are, what it is you actually are, which is a connection, which is a direct connection to all that is, was, and ever will be. Nothing is ever created nor destroyed in this universe. So when you can tune into your inner wisdom, your heart space, the house of your spirit, you can also tune into the guidance of other spirits, of Source, the creative intelligence of the universe itself, herself, himself. And you have access to this at any time. So whether or not you have a mentor or you have a supportive community, you can always come back to this round table of guidance. It's here for you. Let's take one final deep breath in together. Hold at the top. And release. Good job. How did that feel? I would love to know. It's these types of practices that I'll continue to talk about and share and hold space for inside of the Circle of Ease. Circle of Ease is my online community. It's kind of like a Facebook group, but it's off Facebook. It's hosted through a platform called Mighty Networks. So when you join, you introduce yourself. Every Monday, we set our intentions for the week. I just ask, what's your intention for the week? And everyone shares and shows some love and supports one another and asks questions and encourages one another. And on Fridays for the rest of the month, we will have gatherings at 10:15 Central Time. 10:15 Central Time is when we're going to meet. This week, it's breath work. So the first week of March on the 5th, we have breath work. The following week on the 12th, we have another circle gathering, and circle gatherings are basically everyone jumps into this room. Oh, Rachel says she loves the group. Yay, we love you, Rachel. See, we jump into a Zoom room. We introduce ourselves, set intentions, meditate, and then I'll bring a question that we will journal on for a few minutes, and then we hop into breakout rooms, and all good. Oh, Shell said this is exactly what she needed. It's timely and woke up with anxiety, and this helps. Good. So glad to hear that. So in the circles, we meditate, we do a quick journal exercise, and then we do breakout rooms, and everyone gets to practice holding space for one another. We get to practice being heard and being held and being witnessed. And the nice part about space holding is that you don't have to say anything. Oh yes, the breakthrough rooms. Deidre reminded me. We don't call them breakout rooms, they're the breakthrough rooms. And what's cool about them is that in the Zoom app, I can just say like, hey, randomly put people together, and Spirit just like perfectly matches people for me, and I'm just like, boom, go to the breakthrough rooms. And then you get about 10 minutes in the breakthrough rooms, and you practice holding space for one another, and that's when the magic occurs, because there's somebody one-on-one just listening to you and holding space for you in a way that you probably don't have anyone in your life doing, right? Your friends, your family members, your coworkers, they all have different agendas, and they all are viewing you from this filter through which they've always viewed you, or however they've known you. But this is someone you've just randomly met on the internet, and all they want to do is love on you. All they want to do is hold space for you. Oh my gosh. I love this so much. So all they want to do is hold space for you. All they want to do is love on you, and that's what makes the circle so powerful. So I would love it if you joined Circle of Ease. The link is in my bio. Again, it's the online community, and from there, I mean, I told you guys at the beginning of this that I have a retreat coming up, which is really, really exciting. My clients, I'm opening up enrollment for my clients today, so they get first dibs, and then I'm opening it up to those who are in the Circle of Ease. Oh, I just got a notification that one of you is asking to join Circle of Ease. I love that. I'll go and approve you once I hop off of this live. So my clients will get first access to the retreat booking page, and then people who are in the Circle of Ease and who are enrolled in my course Ease, which just wrapped up last night actually, and then you all will get access to the booking page tomorrow, and then on Friday I'll open it up to the general public to enroll or to apply to join this retreat. And the retreat, you probably guessed it, is called the Ease Retreat. Starting to notice a theme. Yep, where everything that I do is about ease, because that's where the healing takes place. That's where the spirituality can take place, is from a place of ease. So on Friday, I'll open enrollment for the retreat to the general public. And at that point, it'll be, there's only 5 spots available. There's only 5 spots available in this retreat. So it's going to fill up. I have this new mantra right here at my desk, which is Ease Retreat is full. So just so you know, this is happening. It's manifesting. It's full. So if you're interested, then go join Circle of Ease so you get priority access to booking an info call about this. All right. I'm so glad you all joined today. I really, really, really appreciate your time. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you creating space for more ease and connection in your life, because when you do that, you get to heal. And when you heal, the whole world becomes a better place. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. And hopefully I'll see you on Friday inside of Circle of Ease. Bye, everyone.